channel. I'm Nikki and this is Tracy.
Hey.
And we're here to talk about gut health.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of like a strange topic, but actually, did you know that our immune system and, well, we're going to talk about the immune system first, since it's flu season and cold season, actually mainly comes from the strength of our digestion, so our gut, our intestines, our intestinal health. So depending on the state of our intestinal health, it'll affect our immune system. So we will likely suffer from allergies if our gut health is not in optimal, state. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was, I brought this because in the winter sometimes I'm not the best eater, so I do take probiotics. I take 2 a day actually, so it helps restore gut flora. Yes, we have good bacteria in our gut, we need it. The good bacteria actually helps in digesting and breaking down foods and absorbing food as well, because we are what we absorb too. It's not what we eat, but what we are able to assimilate in the body, and thus we have health. So
when you talk about like absorption,
yeah,
we are what we absorb.
Yeah.
So if you have a good balanced gut bacteria,
yeah,
is that going to help you with your absorption?
definitely.
Okay.
Unfortunately, what happens with people because of stress or poor eating habits over time, your gut is not going to function very well. So we suffer from bloating, we feel sluggish and tired, especially in the winter. You'll notice that because it's not that vegetables and good food aren't available as much, but we crave it less. We tend to eat more poorly in the winter, I find. Because we do have cravings, right? We tend to crave more carbs and sugars due to cold weather. Mm-hmm. But what happens though over time because of stress and or poor diet, your gut will slow down. So that affects your digestion, absorption, and your mental health, because actually our gut is the second brain. So doctors now are finally catching up with the holistic health field in that they are aware that serotonin is actually made in the gut, in the intestines. So who knew that serotonin that we need to feel good neurochemistry in the brain is made here. So is gut health important? It is. How do we help stay healthy? Well, I mentioned probiotics. That's one way. Could be that we can eat foods like fermented foods. For example.
Yeah, kefir. What is the fermented
sauerkraut?
drink?
Oh, even
Kombucha.
I can never pronounce that. Kombucha tea or drinks.
Yeah.
Fermented drinks. Anything like that actually helps restore your gut
flora,
bacteria and flora, because they all work together. It's kind of like a chemistry. What else? Apple cider vinegar. Amazing. Magic bullet. You have a bit of apple cider vinegar, I believe, in the morning with water, and that'll kickstart your digestion for the day.
Is it like a light cleanse?
Yeah. You kind of do a little mini, just a glass probably like this, and you would probably do a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in a glass of water like this, and you drink it first thing in the morning. It's not horrible. It's not like drinking vinegar. You need a tablespoon of it, but it really helps restore your alkaline acidity balance in the digestive tract, which changes everything. It changes your skin, changes your mood.
And doesn't that also affect the, because a lot of the foods we eat are highly acidic?
Yeah.
A lot of sugars and
a lot
carbs.
of processed food.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the main problems here is our diet's at a balance, right?
And
so
we understand, because if you're working like most of us are working, life is challenging. You're throwing stuff in the microwave. We're not taking the time. Obviously, we're not going to have the time to cook really nice meals. That's, I guess, the crock pot would save a lot of trouble for a lot of people. But in reality, in a modern life,
time crunch.
Yeah, in our modern life, unfortunately, we use the microwave a lot, which doesn't help with food breaking down. And a lot of boxed prepared foods. Not great. It's not foods that are alive.
Yeah.
So we need to help that along.
Yeah. And also, it's funny because it's so easy to mix up with the alkaline acidity. You automatically think, lemons and all those limes are acidic, but they are outside of the body. But once it mixes with the pH balance of your body, it actually is alkaline.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, so that's the thing. We want to get more of an alkaline based diet, which is more of like the fresh green, all those healthier foods.
A lot more plants if we can do it.
What feeds your gut health.
Yeah,
right?
We need a plant-based diet. If we can't do plant-based, try and add as much as you can, however way you can. So you could even do it in a shake in the morning or smoothie once a day, I suppose. But anything else, Tracy?
I think that's the basics of it, right? Is just getting your gut health back to that. What is it, 80-20?
The 80-20.
The 80-20. I think Sabine talks about it, which we actually interviewed. She's an Arbonne consultant.
Yep.
And Arbonne is all holistic based lifestyles. So they have a range of products that is all about healthy living. And their products are all
vegan.
Yeah. They're sourced very ethically.
Yeah.
And they have scientists and naturopathic doctors that all kind of work to bring about their products and their lines and everything. So we interviewed, her name's Sabine.
And you can continue watching our video, because she will speak more about the subject in more detail on gut flora and gut health.
Yeah.
And her detox program through Arbonne.
Yeah, and it's basically 30 days to a healthier lifestyle. So you can do it on your own. There's ways of doing it. But if you need that good kickstart, to get you back in line and get everything back on track and a healthier kind of feeling better, it's kind of a nice way to kind of step into it. And then from there you can do your own thing. So, so continue on and see what Sabine has to say.
Thanks for stopping by at Soul Tribe channel. Please like and subscribe.
So talk about gut health. Our gastrointestinal tract is lined with microbes that we collectively call the microbiome, and it includes bacteria and fungi and viruses. And it has the gut bacteria has a lot of important functions in the body, including aiding our immune system and the feel-good brain through serotonin, as you just mentioned, making energy available to the body from the food we eat, and then also disposing foreign substances and toxins. But unfortunately, that mix of good and bad bacteria is often not in the right balance, and the bad guys overpower the good guys, and that causes this imbalance of gut bacteria, and that then can lead to a whole number of health conditions. Now let's talk just the ones that every second person is dealing with nowadays when we eat, right? Diarrhea, constipation, bloating, nausea, heartburn, are classic symptoms of problems in the gut, especially after carbohydrate-rich meals. Inflammatory bowel disease, IBS, which is something I have, irritable bowel disease, colitis, all those acid reflux. These are all a sign that something is working in the gut. And most people, we don't want to talk about it, but likes to talk about, say it about bloating and nausea and farting. Like, we don't want to talk about it, but every second person deals with it. It's like the elephant in the room. And there's so much that can improve around that, because it's all just imbalance in our gut bacteria. Craving foods, especially sugars, can mean there's an imbalance in bacteria, overgrowth in the yeast in the system. Especially after you had taken antibiotics, for example, it wipes out all the good gut bacteria as soon as you take antibiotics, right? And then that overgrowth in yeast can actually make us crave more sugar. Weight loss, weight gain, there it is, right? We're also concerned about it. The majority of people here are not concerned about the weight loss, but it can happen if you have the wrong bacteria and food can get absorbed properly. Then you can actually lose weight. But other types of bacteria are linked to weight gain, where the microbes harvest more calories from the foods than others. And that leads to weight gain when people say, I don't know why I'm not eating more, because you have the wrong bacteria in the gut driving it, right? And then what you said, so important, mood. 80 to 90% of serotonin, the neurotransmitter that affects our mood, our behavior, our sleep, our appetite, our memory, even our sexual drive is produced in the gut.
Yeah.
And when less serotonin is produced, it can negatively impact our mood, and even trigger depressive symptoms. Sleep, right? Serotonin is responsible for our sleep when we have, especially when we have trouble getting to sleep. Also, even symptoms of fibromyalgia are tied to gut bacteria imbalances. And what's so crazy to me is when people are starting our program, and I have a lot of clients with fibromyalgia, they start feeling amazing. Or other autoimmune diseases, arthritis, multiple sclerosis, they're all tied to imbalances in gut bacteria. Shocking, really, what we don't think about. Skin conditions. Rosacea is a condition originating in the gut. Like our gut, our skin is populated by microbes, right? And the science says that if there's an overgrowth of bacteria in the small intestines, it will also cause rosacea to appear. So, I mean, now that we know all this, what can we do about it? And many studies suggest that a plant-based diet is key. And, you know, it's really, what it comes down to is we are not what we eat, we are what we absorb.
Right.
So one of the things we need to do is we need to have a plant-based, nutrient-dense diet and then increase the absorption of nutrients. And that's something we do through our programs, right? And we want to feed our good bacteria and starve out the less desirable bacteria. And for that, it really takes out swapping out some of the processed foods, breads and pastas for more, you know, fruit, seeds and nuts. And what's also really good to have is fermented foods.
Okay.
So one of the things.
I just have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say it's not what we eat, it's what we absorb, how, I mean, what if you're eating a really healthy diet, you know, it's plant-based, say you weren't before, but then you go to this plant-based diet. Mm-hmm. Are you going to start to absorb that right away? Or is your body need to have an adjustment?
Yeah, so it's a combination of things, and that's why I feel our 30-day program is so amazing, because it focuses on all of them. So a few things you want to do. You want to swap out the dirty 12. Don't ask me to list them right now, but the dirty 12, right? We want to swap out those really bad food, the GMOs, the gluten, you know, all the over-processed stuff. We want to get rid of the bad. That's, if you keep putting the bad in, you can do whatever else on top, it's going to stay bad. So you got to get rid of the bad and put clean food in, a clean diet. A clean diet, some people think clean diet is cutting out food groups. It's not. It's making the right choices in each food group, right? So you want to choose a clean diet. Then you also want to focus on flushing out the toxins that we have accumulated. We do that, for example, through our detox tea. Oh my God, that tea is amazing. It's milk thistle and sweet fennel, and when I get bloated, I have a cup of that tea, and it goes right down.
Is it gentle?
It's gentle. It's soothing.
Okay.
Half a cup later, I'm like,
I've tried some of these, and you're like, oh, that's not gentle. You're at work. It's not pretty.
No, it doesn't do any of that sort. Actually, it's not making you go to the toilet, but it helps. It really helps soothe your tummy. It has chamomile and peppermint and sweet fennel, some of those things that are really, really good. And I drink half a cup, and any bloatedness, any pressure just goes down. But that product does not make you go to the washroom at all. It's so good to have, and I find it tastes yummy. It gives me the soothing feeling. So that's one of the things we do to flush out, right? And then what we focus on is plant-based proteins with a lot of minerals. Like protein is so important in our diet too, but the right protein, a pH correct protein. Well, we also want to talk about alkalinity acidity in the body, right? In an alkaline state, the body heals itself. Acidity increases inflammation in our system, causes so many issues, and drives disease. So what we focus on getting your body in an alkaline state. In an alkaline state, so much disease couldn't even live. Like cancer cells can't live in an alkaline environment, but it's not how our bodies are nowadays.
So does acidity create inflammation in the body?
Yeah.
Okay.
So any foods that are acidic, dairy, gluten, all those pork, that inflammation that's associated with all of them. And quite frankly, I notice it in myself when I eat more yogurt, I start hurting. Since I eliminated pretty much all dairy, I have no knee problems anymore. It's crazy. And then, even inflammation in the gut, like it's in so many areas where we are inflamed, and that as an effect drives disease. So we want to have our bodies in an alkaline state, and it's hard to maintain that in our lifestyle. But what we do is we teach people to get their bodies in an alkaline state for 30 days and teach them how amazing we show them how amazing they feel. And then afterwards, if you follow it 80-20, right, what we just talked about, 80-20 is the rule, because we still want to enjoy our life, but if we keep it at an 80-20 level, we're doing really good for our health. And it's so much about preventing disease, rather than dealing with the effects of it after. Often, I talk about people, whether this costs something, and people say, I don't want to invest. And I'm like, your health is your greatest investment ever. It's not an expense, it's an investment, because when you deal with a disease, oh my God, that can cost a lot of money, right? Yeah. And especially in, coming from Europe, being here, I mean, things are covered, it's not the same. So it can get really costly. So I always say prevention is a lot better, and it's a lot cheaper, and it's, yeah.
And I find the better you feel, the better you are out in the world too, right? So
exactly. Mood, you just said it, your mood, your energy, your sleep, it affects everything. The better you feel, the better you're able to perform. If you don't get the brain fog anymore, right? Or you depend on coffee. I have people panicking on me when I say you have to cut out and the first time I did this program, I had coffee withdrawal. It's like, it's worse than any drug out there.
Yeah.
And coffee are worse than crack. Let's just face it, right? And I was fighting serious coffee withdrawal for 3 days, and then I started feeling amazing. But that's what people go through. It's crazy what we're addicted to. So, yeah, and one of the other products we really focus on, and that's coming in our kit, is that what we call Digestion Plus. And it's a very smart and scientifically advanced mix of prebiotics, probiotics, and enzymes. And we as humans, we need all of them. And we have, those bacteria we have in our gut, those probiotics, we have more of them than cells in our body. Yeah. Right? Can you see how much we rely on them? Right? So they are there to digest, to break down and digest food, and they produce vitamins, and they play a key role in our immune system. Actually, 80% of our immune system lives in our GI tract. Yeah. So what our Digestion Plus is, it comes in a stick form. Actually, I was standing here. I haven't opened it. It's a brand new package. I was just looking up something on it. But it's little stickies, and you take them with you. So they don't even, most probiotics have to be, I don't know whether I'm going to get it open here right now. Most probiotics have to be refrigerated, and ours don't, which is really handy because I'm terrible with stuff that sits in my fridge and I forget about it. Yeah. And you can literally take this with you anywhere, and I got it open. Right? It's sticky. And it's so probiotics, prebiotics, and enzymes. So what we use as probiotics are called fructooligosaccharides. Probably pronounced it wrong with my but that's food for bacteria to grow. That's what's in it. That makes that's food for the bacteria. Yeah. Enzyme breaks things down so we can absorb them. And then there is stuff like peppermint in there that's soothing, and chamomile that's soothing for the nervous system as well. And then the bacteria we use, the probiotic we use, is not the acidophilus or whatever you may have heard of. It's called Bacillus coagulans. I don't know. That being said, I'm not a scientist and I'm not a naturopathic doctor. I just got educated on how it works on the body, right? So don't quote me on how it's pronounced. But that's really a breakthrough in science. It has a resistance to the stomach acid. So when we often buy those probiotics at the store, they have crazy amount of cultures, like crazy. But they will break down in the process and they will be dissolved by the stomach acid, so only a few reach. Now, these bacteria have a resistance to the stomach acids and they are dormant. They're dormant and in a spore form until they reach the intestines, and then they start growing in the intestines. So it's super, super smart product. I have it every night before bedtime. People say take it in the morning. I find it better before bedtime, and I wake up and my tummy goes all flat. It's nice to wake up to that, but it's also very soothing. And you know what? In our society, everybody needs to take probiotics, from kids to 90-year-olds. Actually, 80% of the poop, 80% of the poop are sloughed of bacteria lining. Mm-hmm. So we have to replenish them all the time. Every time we go to the washroom, we lose bacteria. So we have to replenish them all the time. So that's one of the products that are really targeted on gut health. The 30 days is, it's really a gentle, restorative healing process, and it's supported by whole foods and supplementing with prebiotics and probiotics and those enzymes. And we also focus on, giving the adequate amount of fiber. Most people don't have enough fiber in their diet, but fiber is what carries, many people think it makes you go to the washroom. No, fiber carries the bile out of the system. So it's really important to have it in the right amount. What else do we focus on? So it's all our products are pH correct. So all are on the alkalinity, on the alkaline spectrum. Then we have, I mentioned the tea, I mentioned the probiotics, we have the fiber, we have the 7-day cleanse. 7-day cleanse is a product that releases toxins from your gut. We do that for 7 days long. It's not like you stop eating or you have to eat that, you have to live next to a washroom. Not at all. It's just something you add and it makes you more regular, and it helps with that removal process of the toxins, and we increase nutrient absorption that way. And that's pretty much it. So it's a full rounded program. Why do we supplement it? Again, like, some of these products are really important to flush toxins out and improve our gut bacteria. We also provide convenience, because let's face it, if I tell a busy mom with a job and, kids at home, well, for 30 days now, you're going to start cutting out your coffee, your bread, your sugar, your muffin, like your coffee, your wine. They go like, what? Yeah. It's like pulling the rug out of someone's feet. They're like, what am I supposed to eat? And I can't think about this stuff. I have 2 kids to look after, how many, and I have a busy job. I can't think of what I'm gonna eat, and then spend like meal prepping and cooking ahead and doing all those things. Yeah. So why we provide these products is it's a scientifically full-rounded program. It's really holistic, and it provides the rug under their feet. It makes it so easy to follow with meal plans and recipes and shopping lists. You have like 5 different smoothie recipes for every week you can choose from. You have, different meals for a dinner that you can choose from that the whole family can eat and actually will enjoy. I had so many moms come back to me and said, this transformed my entire family's health. It didn't just make me feel great and lose 20 pounds, but I also see the effects of my family, how they have more energy, and my kids perform better at their sports simply by
And the recipes that you guys provide, are these like common ingredients that you can get at a grocery store?
Yeah, totally. We do fajitas, we do clean pizza. Who doesn't love pizza, right? But we show people that you can have all the fun stuff that you love in a clean way. So, you know, we do use some gluten-free ingredients. You can even bake with cauliflower, stuff we show you, desserts. Like, oh my gosh, I make, you know, these protein balls where you just can take them anywhere. My kids love them. My kids actually, kids can have the shakes, right? With whey, I would be always a bit cautious giving that. My kids for plant-based protein. Hello, 25 vitamins, 20 grams of proteins. How often do we struggle with getting enough protein in our kids who love carbs, all of them, right? But if I can hide really awesome clean protein, and then I hide the spinach in there, and I hide that, they don't even know it's in there. And so, yeah, it's really, you know, you do that for 30 days, and, you know, you have to launch yourself. Like the 30 days, you can do anything for 30 days. You want to do it strict. When you launch a rocket, it eats most fuel at the start off. If you were just out a little bit, you know, it would never change. It would never go up. So if you want to launch it properly, you want to commit fully. You want to get rid of those addictions. And then afterwards, go 80-20, right? Yeah. Have your cake sometime. Have a cake on your birthday. For heavens, right? People say, and often people feel so great and have learned so much that they don't feel like going back. To have so many clients who said, oh, and then I ordered for 30 days I wanted a pizza. And then I ordered a pizza and I felt so crappy. Often we don't even want it anymore. Or, you know, I had a big lump of cheese and it felt like just so terrible in their stomach.
Yeah. Yeah, it's often said it takes 21 days to create a new habit.
Yeah.
So after that 21-day period, people are already getting into that mindset of changing the way they think about what they put in their body. I guess by 30 days, you know, you're going to notice the difference. You're going to feel different. It's going to be hard. I mean, you might go back and try and eat the way you used to, but you may not want to.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a reboot.
Yeah, even after a week. People usually tell me after a week how amazing they feel, but yeah, it takes much longer to form a habit.
Yeah. Well,
I hope
thank you so much.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was amazing. I've learned a lot today. I love talking about this stuff, actually.
Yeah, great.
But,
I hope it was helpful. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording then, unless you have anything else. Nope.
I think, were we going to talk about like our channel? No. I had a question. It's gone on me, but well, thank you very much for sharing your knowledge. And
you can find me on Facebook. I don't know whether you have a link under. It's Sabine Ehgoetz on Facebook. And if you have questions about the program, reach out to you guys. And thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Okay, let me stop this.